Hello everyone, a very good evening to one and all. So, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English with Unacademy. Clear? And my name is Vijay Kumar. So, I have 5 years of teaching experience in the civil services, and I have appeared for civil service interview twice, and I have good knowledge on how to crack this preliminary examinations very easily. So, I'll be helping you in that regard for your preliminary 2020, which is going to happen on May 31st. So I deal some of the important topics in geography, ecology, environment. So I'll try to get up some of the most important topics for prelims in that lectures, in those topics, and I'll try to help you in cracking civil services. Clear? So please try to focus, and daily I'll be coming up live at 8:30. Done. Just 1 minute. So daily I'll be coming up live at 8:30 p.m. So try to focus on this. So daily at 8:30 p.m. live I'll get one subtopic for you. So from that subtopic we'll be discussing each and every aspect. Clear? So, and if you see, earlier we have discussed about the climatic regions part 1, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about climatic regions part 2. So for you to crack civil services, you have to get the subscription done of Unacademy. How to get the subscription done of Unacademy is like, open your Play Store app, just click on Unacademy Learning app and just try to install the app. Go to homepage, you will find the subscription button, and you can get the subscription with nominal prices. And when you get the subscription done, what are the things which you are going to get? That you will be getting daily live classes. It's not like one-way communication, it would be two-way communication. Then most of the people, when they go for opting online coaching services, they think that it would be on one-way communication line, but this would be two-way communication. You can engage in the discussions, you can ask your doubts, and also answer polls in the same given lecture itself. Please try to focus on this. And apart from this, you will find live test series on this platform and quiz, through which you can evaluate your preparation. And along with that, like, structured courses are being framed on this platform. It's not like random educators would come and they will be teaching. So this doesn't happen. Perfect all India top educators come and teach on the platform. They will prepare a structure of that particular course. For example, let's say if I started dealing polity for you, so I'll make a structure of entire polity course for 2 months. So daily, if I say like I'll be coming up with 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So daily I'll be coming up in this time phrase itself with this polity lecture series. So you'll find a structured course. It's not like you will be seeing any random availabilities of the classes. Clear? So structured courses, entire syllabus would be covered. Do remember this. So entire UPSC syllabus would be covered. Like, it's not only UPSC, whatever you may opt, NEET, you may opt for staff selection commission, anything, the entire syllabus would be covered. And in this regard, people who want to crack civil services, UPSC CSE, for them also entire UPSC syllabus would be covered, starting right away from prelims, mains, and they will be helped with personality test, essay, and some of the major optionals even, like geography, public administration, anthropology, etc. If you could see, you will be getting unlimited access even. Like, if you have missed the live lecture, let's assume in this way today, you can go and watch the recorded lecture. Clear? So this is the most easy availability, and you can watch this recorded lecture n number of times. It's not like once you have seen and it would be deleted. You can watch it n number of times. Do remember this point. So see, some of the top educators on this platform, like Sudarshan Gujar, who deals with geography and related subjects. Ayush Sanghi goes with GS paper 2 and 3, and Prakash Kumar, he deals up with GS paper 1, 2, 3. So like all these educators, like if you could see, Mrunal Patel sir also deals on this platform. He comes up with economy modules covering the entire economy syllabus. In this way, all the educators on this platform, we have more than 80 educators. Clear? So more than 80 plus educators are present on this platform who come and deal this perfect lectures. Try to focus on this. So if you want to know how actually the classes run, once you install the button of Unacademy, once you install the app, so what you do is like, just try to focus on this. In that app, you will find a separate column called as special classes. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So you will find this special classes and focus on those special classes, with which and these special classes are very free for you, and on the basis of COVID-19 which is happening, like the coronavirus, like many people, many educational institutions have stopped their university classes. For that, Unacademy is making more 20,000 extra special classes this month. You can in different fields, so you can focus on these lectures as well. So try to focus on this. Once if you see these special classes, you will understand how the classes actually run on this platform, and accordingly you can also plan this courses which are present here. Like let's say you are going to plan to give your examination 2021, you can follow this course. You can see this, right? So you can follow this course perfectly. Or if you want to have some good knowledge on geography optional, try to follow this course. In this way you can plan your preparation accordingly. Clear? And the subscription prices are very near, like 7,200, 18,000, 28,000 and 36,000, and for 24 month it is 43,200. If you see, I generally suggest students to go for 12 month and 24 month, because like instead of going for 12 months, I suggest them to go for 24 month itself. Why? Because see, for 12 month it is 36,000 per month, somewhere around you would be having 3,000 rupees, but for when you calculate it for 24 months per month, it is 1,800 itself. So try to focus on this, get the subscription, and if you want the 10% discount, please try to use this code as VK10, so that you can move further and proceed with the 10% discount which you would be getting on this. Clear? Let's start up with our lecture. In this lecture, we will be discussing about tropical monsoonal climate. Monsoons are nothing but land breezes and sea breezes on a much larger scale, but many theories have come. If you see, these are generally distributed within the tropical range, like 0 degree to 5 degree. Just 1 minute. 0 degree to 5 degree, you will experience equatorial type of climate, right? So within 5 degree to 30 degree, you will be experiencing tropical climates, and within tropical climates in the eastern margins, you would be experiencing tropical monsoonal type of climate and tropical marine type of climate as well sometimes. Clear? So monsoons are land breezes and sea breezes on a much larger scale. If you see, unlike the equatorial type of climate, monsoon climate is characterized by distinct wet and dry seasons. Like you will 100% find clear cut dry season and wet season. If you see, India has a tropical monsoonal climate. In India, if you could see, we have summer, we have winter, we have rainy season. So in this way, distinct wet and dry seasons are available in this particular types of climates. And if you see, you can see two types here. Like you can watch floods during the wet season and droughts during the dry season. So during the rainy season in India, you will observe these floods which happen in general. And during the drought season, like during the dry season, you can see the droughts which generally happen. Try to focus on this floods and droughts in different seasons. Usually, as I have said, there are 3 seasons: summer, winter and rainy season. Do remember this point. Clear? So as I have said, like the distribution which is present, it happens between 5 degree to 30 degree north and south of the equator, and that too on the eastern margins. Clear? So as they are located on the eastern margin, every time they would be under the influence of offshore trade winds. You can see here you have this offshore trade winds, right? So offshore trade winds which are present, generally we have trade winds. So in this trade winds, we may have offshore and onshore, and the onshore trade winds would be under the influence, and hence this tropical monsoonal climate has the influence of onshore type of climates. Clear? So if you could see tropical monsoonal type of climate, it is well developed on Indian subcontinent, Burma, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia and parts of Vietnam and South China and Northern Australia. Do remember, the distribution is highly important. There are high chances that in preliminary examination you will find the questions from this distributional aspects. If you could see, these are the regions where you find tropical monsoonal type of climate. So within the Indian subcontinent range. So you have another shading region which is nothing but almost similar to that of tropical monsoonal climate, that is referred as marine. Simply it is nothing but the trade winds which are present, the southeast trade winds, generally they cross the equator. During the summer solstice, the ITCZ tends to shift here and onto the Tropic of Cancer. These trade winds, they cross the equator and hence they deflect rightward due to the Coriolis force impact, in order to reach towards ITCZ, and in this margins we would be experiencing this kind of tropical, monsoonal and marine type. So it is in the India's subcontinent we experience tropical monsoon. But apart from rest of the eastern margins of the world, if you could see like if you see like the range of North America, Central America region, the portion of Brazil and some African countries and in some Australian nations, we find tropical marine time. And it is only in the Indian subcontinent and some portions of Australia you would be finding tropical monsoonal climate. If you could see the temperature which is present here, so the temperature is somewhere between the mean average which goes, that is above 18 degrees centigrade. So temperatures they generally rise from 30 to 45 degrees in summer, and in winters it would be between 15 to 30 degrees. So do remember this, the mean monthly average would be 18 degrees centigrade. And precipitation, as I've already said, we would be having distinct periods of precipitation in this region. Clear? So like if you see annual rainfall which is present, that ranges between 200 to 250 centimeters. In some regions it would be more than 350 as well. So that is second point, but most of the regions they would be experiencing the rainfall between 200 to 250 centimeters. And if you could see the places like that of Cherrapunji, Mawsynram which are present, they receive high amount of annual rainfall of about 1000 centimeters. Clear? And everyone know that earlier it was Cherrapunji, the wettest place of the world, but now it is Mawsynram, and these regions receive like 1150 centimeters per year. And do remember this, while reading the Indian subcontinent, the Mawsynram would be the wettest place, but if you see Mawsynram, they lie on the windward side of the Meghalayas. So the resulting of orographic uplift, hope everyone know about orographic rainfall and orographic uplift, which enhances the precipitation. Clear? So if you could see the cool dry season which is present, outblowing dry winds which are present in this region, like in the month generally we experience it from October to February. So outblowing dry winds, the northeast monsoon bring little or no rainfall in the Indian subcontinent. So since starting right away from the October up to the February session, we won't find much rainfalls. Apart from some normal disturbances which would be created, we generally don't experience any rainfallic conditions. There are two criteria which you have to remember this, like in the northern states, due to the western disturbances during the winter seasons. Clear? So these western disturbances come from Mediterranean Sea region. Generally the Mediterranean type of climate, we will be discussing this later on, Mediterranean type of climate experiences winter rainfall. Do remember this point. And because of this Mediterranean type of climate experiencing winter rainfall, that winds which are present, the moisture latent winds from this Mediterranean regions will be lifted up by the jet streams, and they will be reaching this Indian subcontinent, and they are called as western disturbances, through which we would be having bit of rainfall in the northern states of India. But apart from this, if you see, we don't find huge rainfalls in the winter season because of the dry conditions which prevail. And one more area which you have to remember is the northeastern retreating monsoons, which they tend to retreat back. So blowing over the Bay of Bengal, they acquire some moisture, and reaching the Tamil Nadu regions, near to Tamil Nadu, within the November and December we would be having rainfalls. Clear? So, and hot dry season, everyone know the temperature rises sharply with the sun northward shift to the Tropic of Cancer. Generally the Tropic of, like the earth which we have, hope everyone know about the concept of season. 0 degree we would be experiencing like maximum insolation, and on 23 end of degree north and 23 end of degree south we would be experiencing the perpendicular insolation, but only for a limited span of time. Like during June 21st we would be experiencing the sunrise falling on Tropic of Cancer itself. Do remember this point. And during December 22nd sunrise would be falling on Tropic of Capricorn, and rest of the time phrase it is almost near to that of equatorial margin. So in the May and like slowly after the March 21st phenomena, the sunrise slowly starts shifting northward towards the Tropic of Cancer, and hence during this season we would be having huge temperatures, like day temperatures of 35 degree at least are seen in the central and in the South India. During these seasons of March, April and May, we would find huge temperatures which would be recorded somewhere around 44 degrees centigrade. And coastal districts which are present, they have a little amount of temperature change because they would be having the influence from the sea breezes. Do remember this point. And in hot dry season, practically we won't find any rainfall, but some sudden hailstorms, some sudden thunderstorms would be generated because of the maximum temperatures. Generally when we have maximum temperatures, there would be high evaporational rate, and because of that high evaporational rate, the local bodies may evaporate the water, and hence we may find precipitation in those regions. And this is the rainy season for this monsoonal type of climate. Like if you see, from starting right away from mid-June to September, in general during the June first week itself, we would be having the precipitation which enters into India. But considering it as mid-June itself, like with the burst of the southwest monsoon in the mid-June, we would be having huge downpours of the water in the country. Almost during the first week of June, the monsoon enters into India. Clear? And if you could see, the pattern of concentrated heavy rainfall happens in during this season, and hence this is the most important characteristic of tropic monsoonal climate. Clear? Next is retreating monsoon. Like as the monsoon has entered into India because of shifting of ITCZ, this particular monsoonal branch which has entered, when the ITCZ shifts back towards the equator, these winds which have been entered, these winds, they tend to return back. They generally tend to return back, and as they tend to return back towards the ITCZ, that would be called as retreating monsoon. The amount of frequency of rain decreases towards the end of the rainy season. Like if you see, it retreats gradually southward, and later on because of this no rainfall happens in general. But as I have said, this retreating monsoonal branch which is present, that bypasses this Bay of Bengal, and we would be experiencing rainfall there. And as I have said, in the rest of the regions we find tropical marine climate. Try to remember its distribution. Most probably in prelims they might ask this question. Such a climate is experienced in Central America, West Indies, that is in and around Caribbean islands, northeastern Australia, Philippines, part of East Africa, Madagascar, Guinea coast and eastern Brazil. This distribution is highly important for you. For a prelims perspective, try to focus on this. They might ask you a question like, consider the following statements with tropical marine climate. You can experience different things which are present. These tropical marine climate and monsoonal climate has differences in between them, but 90% they are same. They are located within the tropics on the eastern margins. So outside the monsoon zone, the climate is modified by the influence of trade winds throughout the year. So this doesn't have any shifting of wind belts. So hence throughout the year maximum they would be under the influence of trade winds, and much more evenly distributed rainfall happens in tropical marine climate. And these regions, Central America, West Indies, northeastern Australia, Philippines, parts of East Africa, Madagascar, the Guinea coast and eastern Brazil, these regions they tend to experience huge amount of rainfall. So rainfall, if you see, that is both orographic and convectional in nature. If you could see, the orographic rainfall happens and convectional rainfall happens, but in monsoonal type we only find orographic rainfall. Clear? So its tendency is towards the summer maximum without any distinct dry period. So due to the steady influence of trade winds, the tropical marine climate is more favorable for habitation. But it is also prone to several tropical cyclones, hurricanes or typhoons. Do remember this. Tropical monsoon type of climate and tropical marine type of climate, they are highly important for the zones of distribution of hurricanes, tropical cyclones as well. So tropical monsoonal forest, if you see, as the rainfall is seasonal in nature, we would find deciduous forestries. Clear? You can see the deciduous forestries. In that we may have dry deciduous, moist deciduous as well. So broadleaf hardwoods are found here, and the hardwood which is present in this region that has bit more commercial viability when compared to that of so-called equatorial type of hardwood. Trees are normally deciduous because of the marked dry period during which they shade their leaves to withstand the drought. Clear. So forests are more open and less luxuriant than the equatorial jungle, and there are far fewer species in this region. So in this region, when the rainfall is heavy, example in the southern Burma, peninsular India, northern Australia and coastal regions within a tropical marine climate, the resultant vegetation would be luxuriant. So in these regions where we have in these margins where the precipitation is bit high, there we would be finding the luxuriant vegetation. And during the summer seasons we would be having decrease in rainfall, and the same vegetation it converts into a grassland or a like small thorny shrubland like structure. In parts of Indian subcontinent, rain shadow regions like that of northern Karnataka, northeastern Karnataka especially, Telangana, Vidarbha, Rayalaseema region, rainfall is so deficient in nature, hence we would be having semi-desert conditions despite these regions having good influence on the trade winds. And if you could see the population and economy, like highly population density would be present because of the tropical nature, high biodiversity, and agriculture is also very high. So income levels are low as most of these regions are still developing. If you see the distribution of all these tropical, monsoon and marine, they are still developing nations. In these regions we would be having subsisting farming. It is not commercialized farming. The farming is mostly done for the domestic consumption. That's it. Clear. So subsistence farming is mostly done in this region, and shifting cultivation is also practiced in this region. And if you see in India, in the northeastern region and southeastern countries, we practice this shifting cultivation. And the major crops which include, they are rice, sugar cane, cotton, jute species, etc., like spices, etc. And agriculture development, if you could see, like rice is the most important staple crop in this region. Rice and wheat are the two most staple crops, and through irrigation from the rivers, canals, dams and wells, it is extensively used, and these are the major rice producing countries. Apart from this, maize, millet, sorghum, wheat, gram and beans are also grown of subsidiary importance, but most important it is rice. They are cultivated in the drier or cooler areas where rice cannot be grown. So low cash land crops can be grown. Like the most important crop in this category is sugarcane, and as much as 2/3 of the world sugar production comes from the tropical countries, where Brazil is leading producer. Some of the major producers including Brazil is India as well. Clear. India, Java, Formosa, Cuba, Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados and Brazil as well. These are the regions where the cane sugar is mostly important. So apart from the cane sugar, in this region, as we have heavy good precipitation in some regions, jute is confined. And if you could see, the jute is mostly confined to Ganga Brahmaputra delta. So other crops include cotton, a major commercial crop of Indian subcontinent. Do remember this point. And apart from that, coffee is grown. Like with the entry of Europeans, coffee and tea plantations have been started high. And coffee, as everyone know, that it originated in Ethiopia region, everyone know this, right? But Brazil, which is present, that is the leading producer, and India also one of the leading producers. And in India it is Karnataka which has high leading coffee plantations. Clear. So the crop is also cultivated and on highland slopes in the Central American states. Then, and if you see, tea originated in China, but it is still important crop here. It requires like try to see this climatic conditions which are required for it. I'll try to focus on those crops which are highly important for you. I'll try to focus on making the important crops available for you regarding the conditions required for their growth. If you could see, tea requires some moderate temperatures, good rainfalls and well-drained highland slopes. In the monsoonal region, these are the conditions which are satisfied. And the best regions in India, they include the Himalayan foothills. If you see the Himalayan foothills, they have the best tea gardens. Like all along the Shivaliks we find these tea gardens, and near to Bangladesh, central highlands of Sri Lanka and western Java, they are the most best regions for the tea. And if you see China, like tea is grown, but mostly domestic consumption like makes the tea production limited in China. Clear. Hence, this is up for this video. So let's crack UPSC CSE English with Unacademy. Please try to get the subscription done today itself. If you want the continuous notifications, please click on the bell icon. And for to get the notifications from the Unacademy Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, just click on subscribe button. If you have liked this video, please give a like symbol. Use the code called as VK10 to get the 10% discount while you get the subscription done. And you can also comment in the comment section about the topics which you are in required with, which you have to remember for your preliminary examination. Thank you for watching this. Have an awesome day.